Hi, this is a brief tutorial on how to search for articles on your topic within a database. You'll notice on your PsycH 410 research guide that from the Home tab, there are recommended databases and recommended journals. This tutorial will focus on using one of the recommended databases, PsycInfo, to search the topic of men and eating disorders. PsycInfo is a great place to start for research in the psychology discipline because of its breadth and also because of the array of limiters available to researchers in the discipline, including population group, age groups, and methodology. For the purposes of our search, we're just going to select the peer-reviewed box. While the database primarily contains peer-reviewed research, we want to ensure that we obtain only the peer-reviewed research in our results. In the search box, I'm going to type in my first concept, men. I'm also going to make my search men or males in parentheses because I'm not sure what language authors will be using, so I want to ensure I get as much back as possible that's relevant. When I put my synonyms men or males in parentheses, it's nesting that idea together. The Select a Field box is available to tell the database if I want the idea of men or males to show up in any specific part of the article details. The one I like to use sometimes is abstract, because if it's a main idea of the research, I may want it to show up in that summary. However, we'll keep it broad at the moment and move on to our next keyword search, eating disorders. I'm going to put eating disorders in quotations in the next box to keep my concepts separate. I've also put eating disorders in quotations because it's a common phrase, and I want to make sure that phrase shows up in my results as opposed to each of the words individually. Now we'll click Search to see our results. You'll notice that we brought back over 9,000 results. I took this topic from the PsycH 410 syllabus, but I clearly want to think about how I can narrow it down a bit. The easiest way to scan 9,000 articles to get the idea of what they are about is to use one of the limiters on the left. You can see we have many options. We could limit to age group, gender, methodology, but that doesn't help me limit my topic. To do this, we're going to select Subject Major Heading. You'll see a list drop down of several terms, but that's not all of it, so we'll click Show More. This will take us to a list of subject terms that categorizes the 9,000 plus articles in our list. These are the hashtags of research articles, and most databases have this feature. This is extremely helpful if you're unsure of how to narrow your topic. I can see that obesity is a subject term, a main topic, of almost 3,000 articles. If we scroll down, we can see that human males is also a subject term. We'll go ahead and check that one off and select Update. At this point, you may want to scroll through the first 10 to 20 titles to see if anything interests you. We see topics such as age, stigma, and sexual orientation are coming up within the first few results. Think about whether these narrowed results interest you when you're searching your topic. In this case, I think sexual orientation may be of interest to me. So to limit my results, I'll type sexual orientation in that third search box to see what I get. We get a much more manageable 82 results. From here, we'll select the first article, the association between sexual orientation, susceptibility to social messages, and disordered eating in men. On the record page, I see the authors, the journal source, appetite, and I also see the abstract with my keywords highlighted and the subject terms under which the article is categorized. These are extremely helpful for identifying other keywords I may not have thought of yet. To obtain the actual article, I look to the left and see that there's no PDF full text listed. However, the Find It at U of L icon is a button that allows us to see whether it's located elsewhere in other databases U of L subscribes to. Let's go ahead and click on this. From this page, you can see that we can view the full text in another location, Science Direct. If we didn't happen to have this, you can always request it via interlibrary loan with your ULink ID and password and receive an email with the article in a couple of days. Let's go ahead and click on View Full Text. From here, we're taken to the article where it is available in the database Science Direct. Please note that View Full Text can take you to any of our resources, and the interface may be different than what you're used to seeing depending on the article for which you're accessing full text. At this point, you can download the PDF, export the citation to a citation management system, and view recommended articles that will be on a similar topic to the right. And that is how you search a database for your topic. If you ever have any questions about locating journal articles in a database, please don't hesitate to contact a librarian. From your PsycH 410 guide, you can contact Social Sciences librarian Samantha McClellan via email or select Schedule an Appointment to schedule a research appointment with her. Thanks!